Isn't it time to stop reliving your past hurts and move on to a bright and hopeful future?
I have a right to be upset, but I don't have a right to be wounded for the rest of my life. So I choose to be healed.
Get rid of the bitter poison that unforgiveness administers to the soul with Bishop David G. Evans. Forgive again, live again.
It's a liberating experience in being able to forgive someone and forgiving yourself. It's liberating.
Forgiveness will deliver me in 3 dimensions. From what happened, from who it happened with, from when it happened. Because sometimes you'll get free from the what, but the who will still have you bound.
This highly sought-after 4-part message of healing can be yours on CD or DVD. Act now, and we'll include Bishop's book, Healed Without Scars, with your order absolutely free. All yours when you visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480 today.
Allow God's living waters to wash over you and refresh your soul.
You've been praying for yourself when the answer is in praying for other people. While I'm praying for California, God shows up in my house.
As kingdom people, with the king in us and us being sovereign ground, we're not governed by the laws of this land, but we're governed by the laws of heaven.
He's talking about you going to draw water from the wells of salvation. Where's the well? In you.
If we want to release the water, watch this, we don't have to pray for it to come. Where we are now, we pray for it to be released.
Release deliverance and transformation in every area of your life through God's living waters. This revitalizing 3-message series can be yours on CD or DVD when you visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480 today.
What if you could make one decision to unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes? Aren't you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? The life you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course. From ridiculous to radical to real, this means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, from ridiculous to radical to real, and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the kingdom by empowering believers. Souls are being saved daily, and we need your help to grow this impact in a real way. Call now and sow your seed of just $35 for your transformation to help people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
Sorry. Hey.
They're a different breed.
They are.
Yeah, they're different breed.
Y'all generation was special too.
What are you talking about? How you know you wasn't around?
Lord have mercy. Because we watched y'all as we grew up. We learned a lot.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
Came out good too. No, but that's what's wrong with them. Is I think
Oh,
it's
Jesus.
their parents is what's
Good-
wrong with millennials.
Good.
We followed
That
them.
is true.
We did.
Somebody.
It's a follow
We're talking about
generation.
millennials right now, and that's true. Somebody brought that up.
follow them.
He said, "Y'all complain about millennials, but remember who raised this generation?
Yeah, a lot of their problems.
Who raised this generation?
Stealing them though. Yes, we did. We gave them too much.
Gave them
and
too
made
much.
Them feel like they deserved it.
Gave them too much. Made. We're on the air. I'm talking. They're hearing us talk. Yes, I say good morning. We're talking about millennials right now. We had an off-camera conversation. It's continued on the conversation. Bishop's here. He's on his way up. It's hot in here. So, good morning, everybody. You guys got into the middle of a discussion we were having on millennials, and we might as well just hit it soon. I don't consider myself a millennial. I'm not.
How old are you?
I'm 38.
Yeah.
I'm in that tweener group.
But you're on the cusp. Yeah,
The
you
tweener
have that whole
group-
God footprint on you that makes you
This is true, but
not so much of.
I was raised, and I always hung around people older than I did. I always hung around Gen X people and boomers. So I don't consider myself a millennial.
But are you?
Huh?
As
No.
far as that generation from here to here, do you
No.
fit into
I'm
that?
in between. I'm a tweener.
Why you denying it?
I'm a tweener. Give us a call at 866-743. They keep changing the age. 866-743-8267. 866-743-8267. You want to know why, Autumn? Hold up. You want to know why? You want to know why? No. Listen. You want to know why? Because before they had a Gen X group, a millennial group, 1981 was considered the Gen X group. They changed it later on when the millennial group came around. So, I do not
You just don't
associate
wanna claim
myself.
that.
I don't claim this group. I don't claim this group.
You don't claim it.
However, if the Bible is true, there's nothing new under the sun.
Absolutely.
And what we're seeing is a manifestation of the same problem, just in a new generation,
That's right.
in a different way. So before they used to call it keeping up with the Joneses, with the Gen X and the
Yep.
boomers.
Yep.
Now you're seeing millennials. One of the topics they talking about was millennials being broken, depressed and stuff.
Okay.
Now you're seeing millennials trying to keep up with social media, where before they called it keeping up with the Jones. It's the
Absolutely.
same problem.
Absolutely.
Where older folk were going broke,
Yep.
trying to maintain an image. They just didn't have a computer outlet to do it
That's right.
like this generation does.
You had to wait till it pulled up in the driveway.
There you go. Now, granted, this generation is a little off the hook.
You think?
Bishop, they are renting private planes to do a photo shoot to look like they're getting on a private plane to go somewhere.
Wow.
Oh, they're just renting it to be.
They're just renting it to take pictures and walking up the stairs.
Trying to get the image.
Yeah, like they're actually getting on one, sitting in it.
Okay.
And they have these companies in LA where you literally go and just rent the space on the airport for photo shoots.
To what end?
To try to get this image of
But the social media image is not going to be real.
that's what I'm saying. The people in real life know you. They know you can't afford no private plane.
So is it? But some of it is leaked into my generation, because we had the keeping up with the Joneses thing, and now some people in my generation keep up with the Joneses through the children.
Yes, absolutely.
So they're spending $60,000 on a prom and all that incredibly silly nonsense. Living in a row home in North Philly.
Yes.
With a camel out front.
Right.
I come from the projects in Chester, and you got a Bentley pulling up to the house.
Right. Your car costs more than your house.
You're not even on the house. You
That's
don't
true.
own the house.
You're renting. You're literally renting. That's true. So it's
I'm talking about what I saw, man.
yeah. And there are people that they will buy clothes. No, they will buy clothes. Keep the tags on them.
Oh yeah.
Do a photo shoot. just to post it online, go back and take them back to the store and get their money back. Just to do the
That's
photo
because
shoot.
ladies' stores let you do that.
Yeah.
I don't think men's stores do that.
Some
so much.
guys are doing it too.
They're starting to do it too?
Yes.
We didn't used to do that.
Do what?
You know, buy clothes, wear them, and take them back on Monday.
Yeah.
We didn't do that.
They're doing it for the photo shoot. So I can't afford this shirt in real life, but I buy it just for that moment to make it look like.
I can afford it.
But you know what's crazy though? It even preachers are, oh Lord, they're succumbing to the temptation of this.
Say it.
Because now it's almost
It's
like
not old.
It's not old. It's
not old.
It's not a lot of the young folk either. A lot of these older preachers now. It almost seems like you're trying to be a pastor and a model
Yes.
to fit a social media
Right.
image. So they're becoming more known by their look, their image, the way they dress, the more trendy clothes they have, than their actual ministry itself.
So, what's that I say? Moses was not known for his robe. He was known for his miracle.
Absolutely.
We want to be known for the robe, the brand, the public brand, not the spiritual brand.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So to get their social media
Platform
bigger.
Yeah.
But again, nothing new. Before it was, we say the Cadillacs. Then it moved to the clergy clothes.
Every preacher had Cadillac back in the day. And then in my generation, everybody has those the bishop clothes.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have that, don't have the flame on your head, you're not really doing anything. So, I'm talking about my own group. I'm not talking about somebody else. Then we got the title crazy thing going on. So we went. Well, an apostle wasn't enough. We had to be chief.
Yeah.
Bishop wasn't enough. We had to be arch.
Yep.
I went to my friend's funeral, man, and I had to start Googling definitions in the program.
Yeah, we were in the car looking up stuff.
I had to start Googling stuff. I'm like, okay, which one of these am I?
Right.
I didn't know.
Right.
I am not laughing. I'm going through my friend's program. I'm like, okay, I don't know.
Right.
Which one of these titles is mine?
If you're the right reverend.
If I'm a right or a left, if I'm a very
very
or
reverend.
not too reverend. I didn't know what I was.
That's funny.
Man, I'm like, we were riding back. I'm like, Doc, we gotta look up some definitions here.
We were Googling definitions.
Which one of these am I?
Did you find yourself?
Yeah, I did. I'm either I'm a couple things.
I think you're the very
I'm very or something. Yeah. Very reverend. I didn't know.
Right, Reverend. Are you a right or a left?
We just trying to think.
Evidently I was a right at one time. Didn't even know it.
Yeah, and then
Oh gosh.
you got elevated into.
Yeah, and then I'm very now. I think I'm very now.
I think you're very now.
Yeah, because you got guys under you. You very.
Yeah, you very.
Now, do you have a different ceremony for each one of those?
I think they're supposed to.
Oh, you missed some.
Yeah,
right. You got it.
They call them enthronements, I think.
Yes.
I missed several.
We got to do a 6-hour service for it.
I missed several. I'm like, well, what happened?
Right.
We didn't know.
I didn't know. I just had to Google myself.
Right. But it's true though.
But we gotten hung up in these things that I'm not sure. The point is, the emphasis is on these titles, but I'm not sure that our works are consistent with the titles that we're adopting.
Absolutely. To me, the work is more important.
Absolutely.
Than the title. You can call me what you want to call me.
Absolutely.
I want the work to go.
I don't want to be called Arch, and you pull up to the work, and it doesn't look like an Arch should have it.
No, not at all.
And this is just how I feel. If my sons and daughters say they're coming to their spiritual father's place, it needs to look like they're going to their spiritual father's place.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying that the physical manifestation of your work is all that there is to give you credibility, but I am saying that when you come to your mother and father's house, it ought to be a step up.
Right. Yeah. Something look.
Yeah, this is where I came from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Home has a different quality about it. So I'm just and ministry. I think if you're going to be people's example, ministry ought to exhibit the goals that your sons and daughters are looking for.
Absolutely.
So maybe maybe my problem is not only did I not know the definition of who I was, maybe my idea of what the work is supposed to look like is different.
Absolutely. We prioritize fruit, but again, I think you said before, when you don't have the fruit, you got to have something else.
Well,
to
yeah, you'll come up.
compensate
Yeah,
for
you'll
it.
come up with something else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to make up for what you're lacking over here, and but that's true. But you know what? If you feel like you don't have much to offer, all you feel like you have is your image,
Yep. You'll improve that.
and that's all you'll do.
Yep. You'll work on that.
It's almost like the prettiest one in the room that's completely shallow.
Yep.
They put all their weight on
How they look when they come out the door. Yep.
Yeah. Not realizing that's not going to hold a relationship long term.
No.
Because you looking good is going to change, number one.
Every minute.
It changes. And it's not going to be enough to keep a relationship.
That's right.
'Cause bad personality, good looks makes you ugly sometimes.
Yeah, it makes you real ugly.
So, sorry.
How'd y'all get on that?
We were offside talking about millennials and money and, because they did a study
Can
about.
you talk about millennials and money in the same breath?
They're going on more vacations but have less money.
All right. I get this.
Yeah.
There seems to be no connect between funding a necessity and funding an impulse.
Right. That's true.
That I say I'm broke, yet I'm doing this fabulous 2-country vacation.
Yep.
So, but then there's no connecting. Well, I'm worsening my financial situation by doing something that's not essential.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But they did a study and they realized that most millennials are going on vacation where there are what they call Instagrammable moments. So they go places where they can take a bunch of pictures, post them on the gram.
Yeah.
So we go on vacation to go to sleep.
Right.
They go on vacation to post, have a good time and put stuff out there.
But how does the post improve their lives?
To them, it's affirmation. To them, it's they say it like this: if it's not posted, it means you didn't do it.
So you pull that out at the ShopRite and buy your groceries with that? You pay your car note with that?
No, you don't pay your car note with that.
Car note.
It goes back to buy, as you say, buying what you want, begging for what you need.
Right.
I mean, y'all may be different, but there are a lot of people out there, and some of y'all know people like this that do stuff like this. But again, it's nothing new. Older generations did the same thing. It's just they didn't have social media as an outlet.
We call them deadbeats.
There you go. Yeah.
They got a nice name for them now. We call them deadbeats back in my day.
Yep.
If you were 30-some years old, living at home, didn't have your own place, weren't driving your own ride, weren't making your own way, buying your own food,
Yeah.
you was eating at your mom's house every night, that kind of thing, you were a deadbeat back when we were coming through.
Yep.
You had nothing going on.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
now that seems to be some kind of acceptable lifestyle.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
staying home longer.
Yeah. And they're talking about this song they call represents their stuff. A song called "I'm Living My Best Life,"
Okay.
and and that's their thing. I'm living my best life, but sometimes living your best life can lead to your worst life. It's because you're out there just doing stuff
So
for the moment.
Are there future aspirations that require responsibility, commitment, consistency, and all that? Is that it? Is that on the game board at all?
Well, they're looking again, nothing new. They're looking at like these. I got these years where I can just enjoy my life.
Okay.
And
That's a
then-
repeat of ours.
yeah, and then get serious later. And then you have your ones like the ones in here who are more focused.
Yeah.
But there is a considerable group. Like I said, nothing new.
But they've inadvertently had this thing hammered into them for
Oh yeah, for a long time.
For a long time.
Yeah.
So there should be a difference. But we still have some kids that are succumbing to this mindset, and it's the only word I can speak of is there's a sense of irresponsibility and lack of commitment that's not going to make it when you finally want to be on your own.
Absolutely.
So what happens when you start paying your own rent and mortgage and all that? Is that like some stressful situation?
Yeah, I got bills but we've known people like that.
Absolutely.
I remember loaning somebody some money to help them pay a bill. And then like a week or two later, I see them buying new so-and-so. This was years back. And I'm like, wait a minute.
No connect.
You asking for money for your rent and so-and-so, but you out here. But it's it's a new. It's the same thing, just repackaged.
Because you'll see people that'll spend $500 for a pair of sneakers, but complain about a doctor bill being $70.
Right. 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 Yeah. I got to pay $70.
I got to pay $70, but I'm going to buy these $500 sneakers. What you mean? I got to pay $70 for this doctor?
Right.
Pay $200 for a shirt, but won't pay $50 for a book.
Right. Spend more money on their head than in their head.
Man,
you got a $300 weave, but mad about a $15 book. It's like,
man, they charging all that for that book. They should be giving that away. I can't tell you the number of times I've gotten angry people call me on the phone, send me a text. It's not a text. What's that thing? That inbox thing?
Direct message.
Yeah. If you was doing real ministry, you'd give those books away.
That's insane.
Now their profile picture, they got a mink on.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
and a 9-room house sitting in the background.
Yeah.
Come on.
And it's probably not theirs. But you know what? You know what helped us too? Reality TV.
Yeah.
Which is not reality.
No, it isn't.
Most of those
Really not.
people, that's not their houses. That's not their cars.
Of course not. Of course
They're
not.
renting them, and
Yep.
people sitting there thinking. Now, granted, some of them do get very wealthy off of that lifestyle, but you're buying into an image that's not even real on TV. But I don't know.
Interesting.
It's
So what's my president doing this week?
Being president.
No, I'm an American citizen. He's my president right now.
Say that too loud.
He's my president right now. Now, I don't agree with most of what he does, but he's still my president. I live here in this country. He's the president of the United States. I'm an American. So
Yeah,
so he's
yeah.
he's the president of the United States, which means for 4 years, 8 years, he's my president.
Don't say
here's my dilemma with some of this stuff.
Okay.
I agree that there had to be a response to the attack on the embassy. I got that.
When was the attack on the embassy?
That was this week.
Okay.
The gentleman that was killed.
Yes.
They said he was a known terrorist and killed Americans
Okay,
and stuff.
okay,
I'm like, okay,
okay.
I get we have to respond to some stuff.
Like us.
Yeah. Right. Here's my dilemma.
I'm an American through and through, but we terrorize some folk now. Now,
Absolutely.
we call it some other stuff. But,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. Is that this seemed to be a known strike even before the embassy? I think Trump's son tweeted something before the embassy attack about.
Are they giving the impression that this is a response to?
Yes.
That can't be.
And
You
why
can't.
is his son's tweeting stuff?
You can't put together a military operation in 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
Yeah. This
Not
was-
go inside somebody's country,
Yeah.
fly in, bomb them up. That's not a. Let's have lunch and decide what to do.
Yeah. Yeah. This was something going on.
Now it
before.
still looks a little hasty to me.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I'm not sure it was. I'm not sure that the team in the White House, including the president. First off, I don't want to say this incorrectly. Do we have a president that his team can advise him what to do?
It seems like no.
So as far as strategy is concerned, our president is not open to that. Now here's my issue with my president. Okay, you don't want to listen to anybody. Then you ought to read up everything you want to read up on in private and make it look like you made the decision based on your own.
Yes.
But you don't know anything about what you're doing, and you just decide, well, Obama did it, so I'm going to do it too
Right,
because
same
I need to look better than him.
Yeah. Yep. And not realizing that what Obama did in Libya, he later came back and apologized for it. He said he made a mistake. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, the people that are calling for war, let's go get Iran, y'all not signing up to go.
Their children are not going.
You're not going. Your children aren't going. So, I mean, you killed their equivalent of our vice president. And then you expect them not to respond?
It's not an attack on an individual. This was an attack on the country. The guy's the head of the military. So this is an attack on the nation.
Absolutely.
This is not taking Osama bin Laden out.
Yep.
Right.
It's not the same thing.
No.
And they were trying to do the equivalency,
No,
but it's
there's
not.
a false equivalency there. They're trying to establish a false equivalency. They're not the same thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I mean, and the other thing I want to know, are they going to do a hearing on this like they did with Benghazi?
Of course not.
I'm just wondering.
But who's the two old guys that are leading the Republican Party right now?
McConnell and Graham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they say anything yet?
Well, Lindsey Graham said the president briefed him on what he was going to do beforehand.
What's
And
a brief?
They went golfing, and Trump talked to him about
Why
the
they were-
situation, why they were
golf.
golfing, and what they were going to do.
I got a question. So me and you out on the golf course.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing golf. We're talking top secret stuff.
Mm-hmm.
On the golf course.
Mm-hmm.
Do we possibly think that whoever our adversaries are not listening to these conversations?
Could be.
Are we that silly to think, we're just going to talk out in the open and it's going to be all right? Because we got human beings standing around the golf course. Does that mean that sound waves and stuff can't get through?
Mm-hmm.
They actually think we're not being bugged?
Yeah, and I think they're going to do some cyber.
And all they got to do is point the thing at how do we know the groundsmen haven't put microphones in the darn ground and stuff?
I know.
It's just silly.
Yeah,
It's just silly.
it is. And he didn't talk to the Democrats about it. He just went in and just
Or our allies.
allies. Yeah, the allies. England said, "Look, you guys are pretty much
Well, they got enough of
on
their
your
own problems.
Yeah, like sorry.
Got folks stabbing folk in the street. They don't need any more.
Mm-mm.
We got that here too.
But
So we spent $118 million just for him to go golfing every weekend?
yeah, so far, yeah.
$118 million for him to go to his own golf courses.
Mhm. So his own golf course is making.
He's making money.
Yeah. That's my thing. Y'all letting this guy get away with stuff that you would let no other president get away with.
Especially the previous one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm only doing that because my present president, refers to my former president too much.
Oh, yeah.
It gives the impression that he's trying to either do what he did or undo everything that he did.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's still upset because he lived in that house before he did, which is why he doesn't stay there more than 3-4 days a week.
Yeah. Yeah. But I wonder now. Of course, the conspiracy is another House of Cards thing. Is he doing this military action during the time of impeachment?
Mm-hmm.
It's a re-election year.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want to make a leadership transition in the middle of
He distract. It ain't, this not going to be a war. Here's what it gets right down to.
Mm.
This is not a David and Goliath story.
Yeah.
When you look at Israel fighting some people, you're looking at David and Goliath story. Which ought to tell you something biblically. They're always going to win.
Mm-hmm.
They're ordained to be Goliath,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Yeah.
We're a Goliath.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so since we're a Goliath, this thing is not somebody's picking on us.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be careful how we respond to things.
Absolutely.
Of course, I think we should respond.
Absolutely.
We have to be careful how we respond.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking now that these guys are going to do what they do best, which is terrorize.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, the people making the decisions to do this, their children are not going to be in harm's way.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And all these people, even the regular online people that you know and talk to, they're like, yeah, if Iran wants this, let's give it to them. And I told one person, well, you enlist and go over there and give it to them.
They're not going.
You're not going to do it. It's that elitist patriotism. We're going to show that brute American strength.
Yeah, but it's not your strength.
Exactly. Look, I get it when necessary.
No, their idea is, okay, we protected them while they were in the womb. Now, what the heck happens to them after they come out?
Yeah.
That's not our major concern.
Not at all.
Matter of fact, we'll even sacrifice them for politics.
Because I'm sure somebody making some money somewhere up in here.
You know they're making money.
Bishop, so you think the retaliation is going to only be overseas and not
Oh,
here?
no. Oh, no.
They're talking about over here.
It's going to be devastation.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I heard. I was.
You got folk that don't mind killing themselves to kill a bunch of people in a
Yes.
crowd. And I mean, we've been fortunate not to have a major war on our land
Yeah.
for years.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm appreciative of. But I think our people forget that sometimes that somebody can actually bring something over here one day.
Yep.
And here's the thing. How do you fight an ideology?
You can't.
Iran may not come with the army, but they can send a bunch of people around and, it could be devastation.
So, how much money have the farmers gotten?
They got $28 billion, I think.
How
Yeah.
much? How much was the auto bailout?
Let me go back to the website. Hold on. Yeah, the farmers got 28 billion over 2 years.
Okay.
Even though we're losing the loss of trade war, the tariff war.
We lost it.
Yeah, they basically cost us money
Of course it did.
and hurt jobs.
Of course it did.
So we're paying the farmers, but are getting hurt over
Of course.
here. Yeah. Let me see. Let me look it up.
Okay, go ahead. So in the meantime, they caught one of President Trump's guys talking about voter suppression?
Yep.
In what way?
He's basically saying the only way we're going to win again next time is to suppress votes.
Is to mess with it again.
Yeah, in certain key states where he needs to win.
All in plain sight.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
Well, in the end,
Yeah.
they gave out $79.7 billion for the auto bailout.
Okay.
But they got back $70 billion.
Right.
So it was a net of about $9
Right.
billion.
So they ended up putting out $9 billion.
Yeah. Versus this one, I don't know how you gonna get that $28 billion.
You're
back.
not.
They're not gonna. Who gonna pay it back?
Nobody.
It wasn't no loan.
It's welfare
Yeah.
at a very high level.
Mm-hmm.
So the Pope had to go upside somebody's head?
Yep. Did you see the video?
What
No.
plan?
So the Pope was, shaking hands with people.
Okay.
He shook this one lady's hand. She would not let his hand go. And
Okay.
he kept trying to pull back, and he just smacked her hand a little bit. He's 80-some years old.
What's wrong with that?
And she let it go.
What's wrong with that?
She tried to pull him.
She tried to pull him.
Yeah.
And this is what people, that wasn't Christ-like. Hold up real
Yes,
quick.
it was.
And then he apologized. He shouldn't have apologized.
He shouldn't apologize.
Not for that, no.
He didn't smack her he didn't go upside her head.
Yeah.
It was like this
Yeah,
kind of thing.
let me go.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you're a public figure, and who knows what that lady could have had in her mind
Right.
Has happened to
at
me.
that time.
It's happened to me.
Who knows?
Did they think Christ? So Jesus wasn't Christ-like when he told her, "Don't put your hands on me, don't touch me."
Yeah. Or he went through and whipped up the the church.
Yeah. Well, Christ, Jesus told me, "Don't touch me."
Yeah. I didn't see anything wrong with it.
Nah.
You're blaming him for his response, not the thing that caused the response.
And everybody.
The security detail was late.
Yeah, they were late.
They were late.
They were late.
They were late.
He was sleeping. Because
Look,
after the
we've had people we tried to walk away from grab us.
Yep.
And had to say, "Let me go."
Yep.
Don't
Take your hand. Take your hand
take
off.
your hands on me. Hold up real quick and try. No,
You
slow
ain't
down.
catch a
son.
bad break. Hold
right.
up.
Slow-
I believe the scripture. Lay hands on them suddenly. Amen.
Yeah.
That's what the Bible says.
Right. I'm just saying, like, what's? I mean, come on.
So, United Methodist Church Council of Bishops decides to split the organization.
Yeah.
Well, that was coming.
Yeah. The same thing happened with the Episcopal Church.
Yeah,
They
Episcopal was
sep-
about to lose Africa, so they didn't want to lose Africa.
Yeah, they split. Yep.
Yeah, Africa's getting ready to go take their ball and go home.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So they decided, just you go your way, we'll go our way, and see that's the other thing.
Split up like $20-some billion.
Yeah, yeah. They had to split up some money.
Who, UMC?
Yeah, they got money as an organization.
Millions or billions?
Billions.
Yeah.
So for the next 5 years, I think. But it
Yeah.
was billions.
Because the current thing was you have a group of young people that are growing up in a culture where LGBTQ is normal.
Right.
So then you have your one church who believes biblical marriage, one church that says, okay, let's be affirming to everybody.
Okay.
And you have a group of young people growing up in a norm. Of course, they're going to view it as a norm. So why can't it be affirmed in church also? Okay. So that's really kind of what the split, what you're seeing as a split is about.
I think the split is stupid.
Yeah.
You know why? Why can't we just accept and on some things disagree?
We can still be one unit.
Why can't we just be together and just disagree on some stuff?
Yeah.
That tear the whole organization up because you have a disagreement over this?
Just still be together. Y'all side do this, our side does this, and just call it a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get on a rant. I don't want to get on one. Okay.
Yeah.
So, What do you think Iran's response is going to be, and what do you think we're going to do to try to make this thing look better than it really is?
I mean, I expect Iran to do what a lot of them do normally, which is, like I said, send out people.
They're going to fund some terrorism.
Yeah, to do some stuff. Now, I'm not sure how much they can get over here because they did that whole travel thing for people in Iran and Iraq coming to the U.S.
They're already here.
Unless that's what I'm saying. Unless they got people that are already here. I'm talking about new people.
We only ones react like something happened yesterday.
No, I must say that I mean new people. You have people that are here.
Yeah, they ain't worried about the new folk.
So it's those things you can't do anything about. Because again, how can you unless the FBI and the CIA just really up their tapping lines and
which we have a segment of society that does not want us tapping anything.
Yeah.
We only want them tapping stuff after thousands of people have been killed.
Yeah.
And then only for 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You're going overboard.
Yep.
Need to decide whether we want to be safe or whether we want to be inconvenienced.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say all the time, search everybody going through the security at the airport. Search everybody.
I know that's right. Go through everything.
Getting on my nerves, standing in line with these people, and they're talking about, do I look like a terrorist? That's the whole point, ma'am.
Right. You don't look. You're not supposed to look like what?
That's the whole point. You don't. Don't you think this is a little ridiculous?
Yep.
No, I think not landing is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Would you please stop holding up the line and let them search you?
Right. Exactly.
I don't want to get out the way.
Yeah. Don't fly. But I mean, it's going to be. It's going. Hopefully, this doesn't turn into a full-fledged,
conflict.
Big conflict.
Yeah.
They already said that the U.S. declared war on us. They said we haven't declared war on you, but you guys declared it already.
I think you attacked the head of the army. I don't think it's an individual attack. I think you've attacked my nation.
Mm-hmm. And then you got all these.
Because if somebody from Joint Chiefs of Staff got attacked here on our soil,
it'd be on.
It'd be a war.
Mm-hmm. It'd be on.
But we've said this before. When they bombed the runway of that country that time, to me that was an act of war on the nation.
Yeah.
You can't tell me I'm just tearing up your airport.
Yep.
And I need you to look at it as like,
like nothing.
I broke a window.
Right.
Come on, man. And then would you look at us wrong, and you're threatening national security.
Absolutely.
Come on now.
Absolutely. And you got Americans is going to go over there and suffer for it. You got a whole bunch of Iranians that had nothing to do with this. That
got a lot of young black people going to go over there. And die too.
I mean, I get wars are going to happen, but it should not be our first initial response.
No,
it's got to be.
My president has spoken very boldly in the past that if you have to attack someone, it means you don't know how to negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said.
Yep. And he said that watch Obama start a war with Iran to get reelected. On video. On video.
Yeah. How you gonna get out of that?
I don't understand.
That's my thing. All these patriots that voted for Trump because they wanted to show strong military and wanted America strength. Y'all signed up. Y'all go over there then.
They're not going and not sending the children.
That's right. Go.
1-866-743-8267, 1-866-743-8267. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. Every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. at David G. Evans 1 on any smart device. We welcome you once again to our conversation. Of course, Pastor Nick and myself, we are talking about those things that are critical for your understanding. Critical thinkers need to know this information and stay abreast. I know sometimes a Christian does not want to deal with these things that are going on. We want to kind of hide in the God will take care of it bubble.
Yeah.
But that bubble was never created. We've been placed here as problem solvers and solution creators, not as people that create problems.
No.
So we can't look at a problem and say, we're just going to pray and leave that up to the Lord.
Yeah.
We have to pray and do something.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that means we have to move through our politicians and move through whatever agencies we have going on. But it's got to be, we got to do more than just wave our hands.
Yeah. And the hard part too. So you have Jensen Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read his Christian post?
No.
Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it. Jensen's getting on my nerves.
Jensen Franklin, Paula White, and all them who believe that God has created American exceptionalism.
And what is that?
which means that the United States is God ordained
Okay.
to reign, to rule right now. Not realizing that, the ebbs and flow of history. Kingdoms rise, another one will rise up greater. But they're pushing that this is God for us to go out, show the world what democracy's like, what God is like, and to be the beacon.
Separating children at the border is not a democratic move.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's not a democratic move.
Mm-hmm.
It's a move that we have. I'm 68, 67. What am I?
You're
67.
68.
No, 68 next year.
Really?
Yeah, I'm 67 now.
Oh, you're right, because you
Right.
turned 68. I just turned 38.
A couple of things I do know.
Yeah. I always remember, because I always think about, because we're 30 years apart.
Yeah, we are.
About.
Yeah.
You'll be this year.
I'll be 68,
this month.
68 this month.
This month.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah, because I always thought it was the river. Yeah,
Mhm,
okay.
I'll be 68.
I was about to say, I'm like, you can't be getting 70 that fast. So
I'm closing in. Closing in on it.
Yeah, I turned 38. Yeah, you turned 68.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Terrible. What was I saying? See, that's what happens when you're 67.
Children in cages and not being democratic.
That's not democratic at all. But what my evangelical brothers and sisters are doing is proof texting.
Yeah.
So they've decided to get behind Trump. Mm-hmm. So now they're finding passages in the Bible incorrectly applied to give a spiritual foundation to their support.
Yep.
And it's wrong.
Absolutely.
Because they didn't do it with the previous president.
Not at all. That's my biggest dilemma. Y'all a bunch of hypocrites with this.
They're proof texting.
And Trump's tweets are not immoral. I see nothing wrong with them.
They lying.
I'm like, come on, dude.
They lying.
Like, really?
They lying. D in Pennsauken. Good morning, D. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Good morning. On point. How is everyone today?
We're doing fine. Thank you for joining us. What's your comment today?
Okay, so here's my comment. So I do understand that, everyone's afraid that World War III may be approaching. But I kind of feel like, when we think about our military head and personnel, do you think that there's any conspiracy that there's a possibility during this Russia investigation, top diplomats within every country who are now being investigated, and maybe that's just like, almost, let's say, a kill-off method if the information was obtained from that head official. I know it sounds like a conspiracy theory, but we do have to remember that a Russian investigation is something that's very high detailed, and, I just think that, to have access to kill such a top leader, it just doesn't seem realistic.
You think there was kind of even that out for us again. I want to make sure I understand what you were saying.
Okay, I'm saying that there's possibly almost like a conspiracy theory with that death. When you look at who exactly was killed, there's just some factors around that. Why would they go for that particular personnel? Why would they want to, I guess we can say swing that high if they did not want to initiate a war. And I just feel that right now, why Trump's under this Russian investigation, there's like FBI, possibly CIA involvement. Why would this take place of all things? What gain is there for going after this personnel? Like, why begin a war? I just think it's more political than war itself.
I actually think it's both. I think your theory concerning.
Hi, good morning.
Okay,
Yeah,
we got some bleed over here.
Yeah, we got both people on.
Got both people on at the same time.
Yeah, we hear Yolanda and whoever's talking. Wow.
Okay, so
There you go.
I do believe that they searched for someone that was going to, quote unquote, look. They were search for somebody that looked like they were a top target. But also, I think somewhere in some weird way of thinking, they thought this was going to satisfy. More for something's going on with the phone, John. More for President Trump's.
I think. Hold on. One might have went off. That's why. Okay.
Okay. So I think there are two things happening. I think I think the president chose someone to kill, incorrectly. Not that there could be a correct choice, but and when I say incorrectly, I mean politically, it was not a good move. And I think that at times it feels like they decide who's expendable and who isn't. I wonder, in all that this guy has been doing all these years, what did he do suddenly that displeased them to the point that they thought they needed to get rid of him?
Yeah. From what some military people I've talked to said, that this particular guy, like I said, he was involved in helping killing some Americans. He's known terrorist.
Okay.
This is my first time ever hearing about it.
I didn't know who he was.
I have no idea who he was. So that's the reports so far.
Okay.
That I've heard.
Okay.
But I don't know all the details of why him. But again, it's like if somebody did something wrong to Mike Pence,
right,
I expect President Trump to respond.
Absolutely.
So if you killed this guy, I expect the supreme leader of Iran to say, look, it's this.
You're not going to get away with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some people that I've talked to give the impression that they think Iran's response is inappropriate. Almost like, we killed him, sorry you guys felt like you had to do that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like they're not supposed to rise up. They're a nation. They have a nation's ego, a nation's drive. They got sovereignty. So I think there's going to be an aggressor. There has to be.
Yeah. And I've had somebody ask me, well, did you guys say anything when Obama was doing drone stuff? Absolutely. A lot of liberals got on Obama for the bombings in different places and, the whole situation with Libya and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, stop bringing him up to validate that whataboutism is annoying.
Yeah.
Just say this is wrong. Don't bring up what about so-and-so.
Yeah. But no, they don't.
You're talking about this.
They don't want to do that.
You're talking about this, not that.
They don't want to do that.
Even Geraldo.
I don't want to talk about him.
He actually said Trump was wrong.
He finally said he was
went
wrong?
on Fox News and said Trump was wrong for this. Geraldo Rivera.
I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah,
Let's talk to Robin. Hey, Robin, how you doing?
Good morning, Bishop, Pastor Nick, and staff. Happy New Year to everyone.
You out working this morning?
Well, no, I'm coming to class first and then go to work. So
Okay.
I got to get my class in.
Okay.
But I just wanted to comment on the New Year's Eve service. I didn't realize I was seat sensitive until I got there at 8:30. I had to sit in the back. Yeah, I like to be up front. I'd be close.
Told you get there early.
Y'all did an awesome job.
Thank you.
I mean, the service was off the chain. Ricky Dillard, the word that you brought.
Thank you.
And I got to give it to Chef Joe. He did an amazing job with all those people in there. It was hot, like Pastor Nick said, it was hot in there. But the food was excellent, and I just have to give him his props. But I really enjoyed the New Year's Eve service. Bethany rocked. Y'all did an awesome job.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you.
So I love you guys.
Love
and
you
y'all
too.
have a blessed rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right now.
It's a new year.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Happy New Year, Danny.
Happy New Year. See you later. Bye-bye.
That's a record Robin call.
Rodney from Clayton, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Welcome to On Point, man.
Thank you. I wanted to say that I really enjoy this program. This is probably one of the best programs I've heard ever.
I appreciate that, man.
You and Pastor Nick are just so wonderful.
Thank you, man.
My comment is about the whole Iran situation.
Okay.
I've studied biblical prophecy for about 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody understands biblical prophecy, they ought to realize that Iran is Persia.
Okay.
And Persia is going to play an important role in end time events.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at the fact that we so steadily try to combat terrorism with conventional standards and conventional wisdom. You can't beat terrorists with a conventional army. The only way you can beat a terrorist, basically, is with another terrorist. So in order to defeat them, we would have to become that which we are more.
Wow.
You know,
yeah, man.
It's a shame to see the world going the direction that it's going in, but this is all a part of Bible prophecy.
Yeah.
Jesus is coming back.
How do you feel about some of my acquaintances that are trying to equate the presidency to a return of Jesus to the White House?
You know, if anybody really look at the things that Donald Trump does, I can't see how in the world they can equate anything concerning Christ with him.
Right.
With him.
Yeah. So it showed me, Rod, that some of my evangelical acquaintances are willing to say anything to validate the fact that they're supporting someone who, with those same characteristics in another human being, they would send them right to hell.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to be because I know a lot of people listen to this.
Yeah.
But Donald Trump is insane. I mean,
you were trying to be subtle there.
Yeah.
just don't mix words, Rodney.
Right,
just say what you mean.
Right. Really feel. It's just like you said. If President Obama would have done a tenth of what he did, they would have impeached him without a trial.
Yep. I agree with you. The standard, well, I can't call it that anymore.
Yeah.
Whatever standard we had is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unfortunate because the next administration is going to have to spend some time righting the nation back to what we should have as it relates to expectation. And both parties have problems. We're not naive on this program.
Yeah.
Both parties have major problems, and once again, at the risk of being redundant, I think you can support a person and still say, I don't agree with what you're doing, Jay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but we don't know how to disagree without being disagreeable. That's the problem. That's my grandmother used to say.
Yeah. It seems like we just argue. You know, we have to argue our point to make everybody, say, I'm right. You always have to be right.
There's no room for another opinion anymore.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
No problem. Anytime.
Appreciate you.
Talk to you later.
All right, now, bye-bye. Hi, Sherelle.
Hi.
How you doing? Welcome to On Point.
Thank you.
How's things up in Hamilton, New Jersey?
Oh, bless.
What is your comment today?
Oh, hi, Bishop.
Hi, Sherelle. Who you think you was talking to, girl?
I don't know. Actually, I'm trying to figure out how to work from the phone and look at you on the. I just had a quick comment.
My sheep's supposed to know my voice.
I know y'all well. Trust me. Listen, I just had a quick comment. This is my thing. Well, I ain't even going to talk about that, Bishop.
I think you're listening to yourself. Turn your device sound down.
Yeah.
Turn it. Yeah.
It's a delay. Yeah.
You're getting a delay.
That's better. Thank you.
Yeah, you're all right. Go ahead, girl.
Okay, this is my issue.
Okay.
The issue, I just want to make a comment back to the President, Trump.
Okay.
The Bible is clear when it says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Mm-hmm.
And the issue with me is this. President Trump talked about what President Obama would have done to get reelected.
Okay.
So I have a problem watching what
he talked about 4 years before, then he gets in the situation and he actually does the same thing.
Exactly.
And so to be able to say that President Obama was going to force a war with Iran just to get reelected, he said that 5 years before he sat in the same position.
Right.
You can't take that out of his consciousness.
No.
So I have no problem without, having to hear tapes to know what was his mindset, because out of his heart, his mouth spoke.
That's right.
So that's the first thing. The second thing is that when you talk about image, he's not, Bishop said he's my president because we're in America. I agree, but I might not, I might pray for him, but I may not necessarily agree with everything that he's doing. But in the same token in time, at the end of the day, I have a problem with people putting Christian folk, which I'm one, with giving him this God mandate.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, Jesus is clear. The heart of a man is wicked above much.
Yeah.
Right? So you can't, we may want some of the things that he's, let me make sure I say this correctly. We may want some of the benefits of what he's doing, as if, okay, he's fighting for abortion rights. I understand some of the reasons they may want to get behind him, but in the same token of time, they can't give him a Jesus Christ mandate.
There you go.
Okay?
Yep.
Just because he's fulfilling some of the things
that they want,
that they want in the earth.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, Jesus can use a donkey to get what needs to be done. You get what I'm saying?
I understand.
To get his will done in the earth.
I understand.
So it's a bad witness to the purpose of the kingdom, because at the end of the day, they were killing babies back in Moses' time.
I understand.
So, don't get me wrong, I get what they're trying to accomplish, but I think they're doing it the wrong way and not basically looking at the heart. You get what I'm trying to say?
I understand. Thank you, Sherelle.
Accomplished.
Thank you so much for your comment today.
You're welcome.
All right, girl. Talk to you soon now.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We're going to go home with Danny. Hey, Danny, how you doing, man?
Sir. Bishop, good morning. Good morning. Pastor Nick, staff, everyone, how you doing?
All right, you going to close us out today?
Yes. I just want to wish you all the best of the year, and I want to thank you personally for the message that you gave to us, so we'll know what to expect for the upcoming year, and we have a lot to look forward to, and that was really, really great.
Absolutely.
The entire church did a beautiful job on the service. We tuned in on it, and we were greatly uplifted on it. I just want to thank you very much.
I'm glad it touched you.
Yeah. And you got me confused today. I got to congratulate you and Pastor Nick. I can't tell what the weather is like.
It's actually pretty nice outside today.
It's supposed to be 60.
We're in the 50s right now.
Yeah. Oh, my God, yeah.
It's
I got
too warm for January.
Today. I'm going to do a little yard work today, so get my lawn back together.
It's too warm for
rain.
He said he's going to cut a little grass today.
Grass.
Tell my sister I said hello.
We'll do it. Congratulations to y'all. We really appreciate you.
Happy New Year to you, bro.
All right. Thank you. Be blessed.
Bye.
To all our listeners, Happy New Year to you. Have a fantastic decade that begins with the first fruit of 2020. Why don't you come see us tomorrow, 8 and 11 a.m. We look forward to that time, 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Very special guest from New Orleans, Louisiana. Bishop Samuel Blakes will be with us. You don't want to miss this great man of God. Remember now, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. For Pastor Nick and myself, David Evans, we'll see you next week.